Morning team, I have a question for you this morning. Are you a top class broker or do you want to become a top class broker? Is it something that is high on your values? Is it a priority to be the best of the best in the top 5% of the mortgage and financial services industry, or whatever industry you are in? Is one of your values and one of your goals to be the best of the best at what you do? Because there's two schools of thought in becoming the best of the best. And one is, would you say Joe Wicks, the body coach, is the best personal trainer, the best chef, the best nutritionist? Or would you say that he is the best known because of his marketing and what he does? Now, Chris has put YNWA. I don't know what that means, Chris. Sorry, I'm not down with the kids and the lingo. If you could expand on that, please, my friend. But I think there's becoming the best known at what you do. But I think it's also a priority that if you want to be the best of the best of the best, you have to focus. And I think it's really, really important that you are not all things to all people. Because when you look at being the best of the best, and I did a video and a couple of weeks ago, and it was about being a GP versus being a consultant. And it's exactly the same ethos and exactly the same thought process. As a broker, mortgage broker, financial planner, protection broker, protection advisor, whatever you want to call yourself, there's different categories, and it's really, really important that you understand what it is you are focusing on. Because as a mortgage broker, for example, there's residential, there's buy-to-let, there's bridging, commercial, development, HMOs, serviced accommodation. And understanding where you best sit, the process that you ultimately need to follow, how to have better conversations, understanding your ideal client, is how you then become the best broker in your niche. And now Chris said you'll never walk alone, so clearly a Liverpool fan. But I'm not talking about football this morning, Chris. We're talking about being a better broker. Because I think one of the key problems with standing out, not just from a marketing perspective, but also in being as good as you want to be at the job that you basically that you do, is being able to refine and tweak and improve all the elements of the job that you do. So you are all salespeople. That goes without saying. If you only do mortgages, then you are an order taker. And that is all you are doing, is just literally order taking, as if someone's reading from a menu and you are providing them with the finance that they need. But if you are actually looking at their problems and providing a solution to the problems that your customer has in the niche that they potentially have, then you have the opportunity to stand out differently. Not just in your marketing perspective, but also in your ability to be able to do the job. So my question to you is not marketing focused, but is it to be a top class broker? Is it to be one that is better than everybody else at the area in which you focus? Is it to make sure that your clients know the qualifications that you have? Or is it more about them knowing that you are good at getting them the ideal outcome and the result that they seek? That's my interest this morning, is what is it? Because I think, and this is an element of generalization, mortgage networks are there to provide your compliance. They're there to provide the support, and they're there as a box ticking exercise to ensure that you adhere to the guidelines and the rules. Now, there are some networks, to caveat and not to pee off everybody, but there are some networks that do more for you than others, in the sense that they can help you build your business. They can show you how to be better at what you do. But I think in order to be able to learn and become better and be a top class broker, you can learn old school from someone who was doing it 10, 15, 20 years ago, or you can learn from people who are doing it here now in the last 12, 18 months and exceeding and excelling at what they are doing. There is an element of old school methods and new school methods. And why the new school methods are massively important is because we live in a digital era. The environment that we're currently in, face to face, is going to massively decrease because people have realized more around the online world. So being able to have better conversations over Zoom, being able to have better conversations through Teams and online is what's going to make you be a top class broker. So for the mortgage brokers watching this, what is it that you seek? What is it that your networks don't help you to do that you really wish they would help you to do? Because I believe that your income follows not only the assets and the marketing that you have online, but also follows your ability to be able to look after your clients better, to be able to have more time in your day, to be able to know when to approach the conversations and also the questions that you need to ask that are going to elicit the answers that you want. And I don't believe that majority of networks out there teach that stuff. And this is why I'm intrigued as to what it is that you want to become and what it is that you want to be known for. Because in understanding that, you're then able to utilize that as part of your marketing. You know, I recently interviewed Burton on my podcast, and the one thing he spoke about was he classified himself as the #1 motivational speaker. And living that belief is what made him become it and what made him appear it to his audience. And he gets hired by thousands and thousands of or audiences with thousands and thousands of people. You know, he's very much Marmite. He stands by his personal brand, and yet he would not be the type of person who you would expect to speak to a room full of 3,000 accountants, and yet he does. He would not be the type of person that you would expect to speak to Rolls-Royce, and yet he does. And that's because he knows the skills that he has. He's able to deliver them in a way that resonates best with his target market. He's able to inspire them to take action and able to get the results that he ultimately, he's able to get the people that he's speaking to get the results that they ultimately want to get. Blimey O'Reilly, that was difficult, wasn't it? So he's able to speak to an audience and inspire them to take the action that they want to take. There you go. So this is where I'm really, really intrigued as to, you know, what it is that you seek. I'm not asking about networks, Emma. I'm asking about what do you want to be known as? A top class broker, a world class broker? Are you able to, what is it that you want to get and you want to be known for? Do you want to make sure that you become better at the job that you do? And there's a difference between being better at your job and being better as a business owner. They're two completely different elements. As a business owner, you look at the sales process, for example, and you look at the end-to-end customer journey. As an advisor and a broker, you look at the sales process and you look at how you can have better conversations along that journey, how you can interact and liaise and communicate with your customer better. That's the difference. And it depends on, I think the problem for many mortgage brokers in their business growth and their business development is And I did this too, so I'm not digging anyone out or anything at all. My problem, that I think is a lot of other people's problem, and I've made the transition from and to, is being able to say, right, I've gone employed to self-employed, I'm a mortgage broker, I've become better as a mortgage broker, I've understood the sales process to be the best broker that I can possibly be and deliver the best outcome for my client, earn £250,000 with one administrator, and have the right conversations and communications and get better at the skills that I need to be a better broker. But also now I can do that. I now need to be able to show others how to do that as a leader, as a manager, as an employer, as a company, and as a business owner. And then I need to build the business that supports the way in which I do things so that my advisors can get the better result. So the question that I'm asking is, how do you see yourself in the job that you are fulfilling? Is it a top-class broker? And are you understanding the difference between being a top-class broker and a top-class business owner? So I hope that gives you something to think about across your next period of time. I'd love to know what you think in the comments today, because it's an interesting question. I think it's different training that is needed for both. And more often than not, I find you can get some training in elements of the job that you ultimately want to do. And you can get the training to be able to be better at what you do. Morning, John. Morning, Joy. Morning, Tony. Morning, everybody else this morning. And yeah, I'm just intrigued. I'm interested in the viewpoint, and I'm interested in the thoughts behind it and what your ultimate goals are. So let me know in the comments. Have a fantastic day. Enjoy, if you've had rain, enjoy that. It's nicely cleared the air, but the sun is now beaming outside. So it's definitely going to be another hot one. But remember, now's the time to become pro.